appreciation once again for the sisters and brothers who were able to share with us. We are indeed fortunate and honored to have you all here with us today. As you'll see as the program goes on, we're very honored and privileged that the sisters and brothers will be addressing you during the program today. It's my honor to introduce one of my own, meaning one of the Puerto Rican freedom fighters who was incarcerated for 20 years for seditious conspiracy and is currently out. Luis Rosa Perez is free. Luis Rosa Perez and our other comrades have been out from behind the walls since '99. Presently, Luis is the spokesperson for the campaign to free the political prisoners in Puerto Rico and the Committee for Human Rights in Puerto Rico. These are two of the major organizations fighting for the release of our remaining prisoners and also building bridges and links with the close to 220 political prisoners in the dungeons of the U.S. Empire. Your presence here today is proof that where there's repression, there's resistance. Where there's repression, there's resistance. And all our peoples have been resisting. The people of Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rican nation, resisted and endured 500 years of colonialism under the Spanish Empire and 113 under the U.S. Empire. We're still here, we're still fighting for our freedom. We have a tradition, especially in our political prisoner events, to bring our prisoners here with us to the gathering. We use the word presente, which in English means present. I am here, I am with you, I have your back. So what I'm going to ask you to do, we are going to bring Leonard Peltier here more than the presence he already has, Oscar Lopez Rivera. So I want to hear a presente. When you hear their names have power because it's the power of the people and their desire to be free. Oscar Lopez Rivera. Presente. Oscar Lopez Rivera. Presente. Leonard Peltier. Presente. Leonard Peltier. Presente. They will always be presente. They will be in our hearts. And without further comment, I have the privilege of introducing you to my compañero, the freedom fighter, Luis Rosa Perez.
Greetings to all my relations, greetings to my elders, I ask for your blessings. To all of you, I want to thank you for being here. Today we must feel Dakota and Lakota. We must be Native American. Today we must feel Arawak. We must be of the African nations. Today we must be the brothers, the sisters, the sons and grandchildren of Leonard Peltier. We must feel them in our music, in our culture, in our dance, in our poetry. Their spirit has to be reflected in that. We must be Mumia, and we must be Seku, Odinga. We must be Otulo. We must be Asar in Cuba. We must be Guillermo in Cuba. Wherever there is a freedom fighter, we must carry them here. Because part of us is in there with them. And unless they are out here with us, we cannot be fully free. Because they are part of the land, and they are part of our spirit. I was blessed with having all of you, with having people to struggle for our release. And we did what was the impossible. That was what Chet taught us to do the impossible. And we freed 11 Puerto Rican political prisoners in 1999. My sentence was 108 years. In 1996, after 17 years in state prisons of Illinois, being transferred 22 times among 9 different prisons, I was transferred to Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary to start a 75-year sentence. Among the first people I met, and the first people who embraced me with their love and with their brethren, was John Lamin, and Leonard Peltier, and then John Lamin as well, Bill Dunn. There, I knew what, we all say that many within the prison systems become brothers and sisters, and you really feel that. You really feel their pain, they feel ours. And there I learned what the sweat lodge was about, what the spirituality of Leonard was about, what the culture, and the importance of cultivating that and never letting our children forget those roots. Because unless we are rooted, it's easy for the wind to blow us off. And we must be rooted. We must be rooted in our communities. And by being rooted, that means that we have to educate ourselves on what are the problems, what are the things affecting some of our comrades behind bars. Who is going before the parole board? Who needs a petition sign? Who needs a demonstration in front of a federal building or in front of a courthouse? Who needs a visit? Who needs a doctor's assistant? We must find out, because we have too many of our political prisoners in there who are 80. And there's one thing about our comrades inside. They don't complain. They don't complain because, one, they don't want the enemy to see any weakness within them or any ills within them that the enemy can take advantage. They don't want to discourage our people outside. They don't want them feeling sorrow or pity. They want their struggle to be based on human rights, on civil rights, on our right to free our land, our right to freedom. And we don't ask for pity while we're in here. We ask for support. But not only support for us physically, but support for our cause. Because we have internalized our cause to be a just cause and a necessary cause. We do not pick up arms just because we are violent people. We have been pushed to do some of the things that we have done. And in Leonard's case, and in the case of many others, they were targeted by Coatlicue. And the one thing about Coatlicue is they did not only target that generation in the 60s and 70s. Coatlicue was meant to linger on right now, to affect our communities, to cause divisions within our communities, to cause us to hate one another, to strengthen that colonized mentality where we feel that the enemy is too great for us to challenge it, to feel that our brothers and sisters are our enemies and we cannot unite with anyone. There's reasons why some of our activities aren't multitudes of tens or 20,000. One may be fear. The other one is that we have divisions within our community that some people feel that I can't support that activity because I did not participate in organizing. We must put that bullshit to the side. Because our people are dying. Our people are dying, and some of them who come out alive don't live too much longer because prison leaves a mark on us. Just like it leaves a mark on the prisoner, on the comrade that's done the time, it leaves a mark on all of us, on our families, on our children. So right now, in the case of Oscar Lopez Rivera, and when I say Oscar Lopez Rivera, I could easily be saying Leonard Peltier, Odega, Arturo Shakur, the African brothers and sisters. I could be saying any one of these political prisoners because the same thing is happening. Look at some of the maneuvers by the federal government. Carlos Alberto Torres, after 30 years, is going before the parole board. He gets moved out of a cell into a cell of 9 people. Shanks are fired. Right before he goes to the parole board, he's charged with having shanks in his possession. One of the prisoners admits those shanks were mine. He has nothing to do with it, but it still has the effect of the parole board. They give him a 15-year hit. We managed to protest that and give him a new trial, and he came out a year later. Oscar Lopez, the same situation. Leonard Peltier gets transferred all of a sudden, and he gets beaten up, and they throw Leonard in the hole. These are things, you find the same things happening with Sekou, with Mumia, with all of our, if we're not vigilant, if we're not studying and educating ourselves to the conditions that some of our comrades are facing, these things can easily happen to them. They can disappear inside those prison walls. So we need to step up our work, and I want to be self-critical because I have not done enough, and I feel that this is family. We cannot leave one behind. They have that slogan, no child left behind, no warrior left behind. That's right. We celebrate all of the victories, but celebrate them knowing that we're re-energizing our commitment, we're fortifying our commitment, and I know we can, I know we will, and I know we will have Leonard home. He has an invitation at my house. I told him, come live with us out there in Puerto Rico. He is very proud of his people, very proud of his culture. He said, I'll go and visit, but I have to live in my community. But just like I extend an embrace and my love to him, I extend it to all those who he has touched and who continue to touch him with the work. Right? I'm very honored, very pleased, and I love to you all.
Oh, gracias.
Okay, because before I introduce another brother that's affectionately known as Ben the Pen, and he's known as Ben the Pen because he doesn't forget about our freedom fighters. He writes them, right? So, and you can do that too, because you can go to the JerichoMovement.com website and get the addresses of all of our political prisoners. But it's so important that they do get letters, so they affectionately call Ben Ramos of Pro Libertad Ben the Pen. So I want Ben to come up, and I want Brother Lewis to come back up, because he forgot to tell us something, that we always need to get messages from inside the wall, just like the brothers and sisters inside the wall need to get the messages from outside.
I'm sorry for taking more of your time. I received a message from Rafael Cancel Miranda, former political prisoner, liberated political prisoner, who was part of the group who attacked the U.S. Congress in 1954. He spent time with Leonard and became one of Leonard's brothers. As a matter of fact, Leonard handed him a token of appreciation and brotherhood, a symbol of Native American resistance. And so he called and made sure that I expressed his solidarity, his love, and his presence in anything that has to do with the defense and the incarceration of Leonard Peltier. Our comrade Oscar Lopez Rivera was also with Leonard in one of the prisons, and I think several others of our comrades. So we share a legacy together. Thank you.